Okay, so we're here today because we're YouTubers.
Part of the YouTube community.
We wanted to smoke a black and mild and talk to you about YouTube, right? And conservative stuff on YouTube?
Yeah.
Because that was your idea, the conservative aspect of YouTube, correct?
Yeah.
Sam.
The idea that conservatives are moving towards YouTube.
Yeah.
Because they're getting banned on Facebook, they're getting banned on Twitter, and where do they go? Well, they go to YouTube.
So me and Sam have a few differing thoughts on this whole subject, and let's to be clear, we agree on most things as far as like we lean pretty right on the spectrum of politicality in this.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't not condone. The one thing I don't entertain with the right stuff is the God and religion stuff.
He's more Sam Harris. I'm more like Jordan Peterson.
Sure. I don't know. We shouldn't box ourselves into somebody else.
No, but I mean, like, for the people who are watching, if they're the people who are going to follow on this video are going to be probably people who watch those people. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So we're both right leaning, but we disagree on the religion aspect, and like kind of everything that entails along with that, abortion stuff of that nature. But
we agree on
fundamentally we're pretty.
But we just disagree on why.
Yeah. So we're gonna sit here and talk to you. This is one of those videos. It's gonna be like a free-form, long talk thing where you just sit around and hopefully you watch the whole thing because we're gonna try and keep it entertaining and just a nice convo. You can just fall asleep to this. You're going to bed. You're relaxing at the end of the night. You want to hear some people talk about stuff. It's like a podcast, but a video podcast, but with two people you've never seen before, probably on YouTube, podcasting to you.
Their feelings and their emotions towards what is going on with the YouTube community. We're going to start with that and then segue into a million other things, hopefully.
Scratch my balls.
And if you find something that you're like, hey, I disagree with that, comment below. Or if you agree with that, comment below. We're trying to... Can I use the word trigger without making people think triggered? We're trying to trigger you to ask questions, to have conversation. Yeah. I think that the most beautiful thing about YouTube community is that that happens. I think that the conversation... I mean, there's some trolls.
Yeah. We touched elbows.
Did we?
It was our moment.
Yeah. I think there's going to be trolls and whatnot, but when it comes down to it,
I'm into it. I love the troll stuff. I love it. If we get some trolls, I'll be a dead happy son of a gun. You know what? But that's one of the main things that Sam wanted to get across is that people can talk about the stuff without me punching him or him kicking me in the mouth. So and it's just a talking thing. No matter what, at the end of the day, we're all humans. We have to live together on this little rock in a giant universe, and we got to make do with what we got to make do with.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, Sam is of the indication that YouTube is more leaning towards more of is going to be like the haven for conservatives, like the media wise, like
certainly, yeah. So a lot of two of the main guys that I saw were Nick DiPaolo. I think he got kicked off Twitter. I know that he got kicked out. He's a comedian. He's a conservative comedian. Yeah, okay. And so he had a talk show on Sirius Radio and. They ended up firing him. I think he said something on Twitter. He said something on Twitter that basically they
banned him on YouTube.
I don't think they banned him on YouTube. I think that's Owen Benjamin. Owen Benjamin's the other guy. I'm not certain if Nick DiPaolo got kicked off of Twitter, but I know that Owen Benjamin did get kicked off of Twitter because he said something about giving hormones to kids is wrong. That was
and that would ban them off Twitter.
See, that's the thing is that Twitter didn't ever give him a specific this is what, because he said also something about David Hogg.
Is it Hogue or Hogg?
I think it's Hogg. But he said something about that. And then he ended up moving to YouTube. And so what I saw was I actually followed him before he got kicked off of Twitter on YouTube. And so he had probably I'd say 6,000, 9,000 followers on YouTube. And then he just skyrocketed to 100,000 overnight.
Couple months.
A couple of nights.
Could have been a couple nights.
Could have been a couple nights, but
to get on the Social Blade and see what they see the stats.
But jumped on there, and then then he was also on Louder with Crowder. He was on He talked with Ben Shapiro. He talked with all these guys. I think he's had conversation with Ruben.
Crowder's probably my favorite. Honestly, I love Crowder.
Yeah.
What the effort they put into this, like this is beneath them. They're a full production value, and if you're a conservative leader, or if you're just a person like humor or comedy, check out Steven Crowder.
He's what I compare him to. He's like a he's a night show host, like a talk show host.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
yeah.
he's like the Jimmy Kimmel of.
It's like in his basement.
Yeah.
They film it in this, not in his basement. It's not.
But it's high production.
They moved to a studio. Yeah.
It's high production.
Yeah.
So with seeing that.
Oh, you better shut your mouth. You're ruining our audio, Casio. Technology.
So with just those two as examples, then so after I saw these guys moving from Twitter to YouTube, I also started to kind of dig a little deeper and look on Now This, CNN, a lot of the more liberal news sources.
Yeah.
And see what do their likes to dislikes look like. And so I started finding that they had more dislikes than likes.
Yeah, that is true.
And for the videos that were really more popular, even those had, I think the more popular videos had more dislikes than likes.
Aren't they the one? Is it Vox that did the Dear White People? Or was that MTV?
That was MTV.
I think they took that video down.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not even up anymore. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Vox has one that they did that. The like to dislike ratio was so bad. I think they deleted that too. I forget which one it was. And then they did that one, the marijuana one. There's a couple people that just did the sync. There's always like if
marijuana.
There's any kind of like something, how to coach white people to do something, they're gonna jump on that and tell you, hey, white people, this is how you celebrate Cinco de Mayo. This is why you don't say marijuana.
Dear White People was the one that got taken down.
Yeah.
And so that's like an example of like, it wasn't the liberal hate that took that down. It was conservatives that got on there and started disliking, that commented, and they do like what you see is you think that like through media you see like these liberals have like a huge voice, and like you can't surpass them, and so what I'm seeing is in YouTube you can. Like, that is evidence that the conservative voice was louder to the point where they took down the videos.
Well, I think that California being a very liberal state, where a lot of liberal people live, in California is where a lot of big production things happen. Even, almost all the movies are filmed in California. So that's why you see in the media, or like any type of visual art that you see, it's going to tend to be a leaning left thing, because like everybody in California is not everybody, but huge, especially everybody in the film industry and the movie industry, they're very liberal, left leaning people. And so what you see all these things, and you think that I don't think that liberals are majority by any means. I think that more people are sensible people. Even if you're not a conservative, you're just a sensible people, and you see this Dear White People video, and you're like, this is kind of stupid. I think even in the comment section of that Dear White People video, there was a lot of liberal
backlash on the liberal side.
On both sides, because they're like, it's such a racist video, and to throw the word racist around freely, I guess, but their premise is
radical. Yeah. Like those are radical views.
Yeah. Who's the kid on Vox? Or not the kid, but the guy with the gauges, little uppity little fucking weasel looking dude.
I have no idea.
He's always got I don't know his name. We could probably like put a picture of him up here or something. But he's one of the worst as far as like watching him, and it's such a guilty like thing, because whatever he put, I'll watch it just to see like what uppity smarmy shit he has to say about white people and how the patriarchy's ruining everything and cultural appropriation, and it's just ridiculous.
And so we bring that up, and if it was monetized, this would get demonetized just because I said David Hogg.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because I said David, I actually looked up.
Is it like red flag words or something?
Yeah, I mean, like if when you say David Hogg in a video, like it will get demonetized.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
So
well, no, I think it's just anything that's controversial, they'll demonetize.
Yeah.
Any controversial type of talk, they'll just demonetize. In general. We could be talking about gun rights and stuff and not even mention him and still be. And I don't know much about the kid, that David Hogg kid. I don't really concern myself that much with that.
No.
But anyway, me and Sam wanted to kind of get to the point of how people can. Did we mention in the beginning, like how people can sit and talk without
Yeah.
fighting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we're very like similar in our beliefs, besides that one big thing, we're pretty not docile, but we're civilized people who can sit down and have a fucking conversation without fucking cussing and fighting, cussing and fighting.
I'm gonna have to go back through this video, like the last video.
Edit everything out.
Edit everything out.
Was there cuss words in the last one?
There's so many cuss words in the last one.
Did you edit them out?
I edited them all out.
Oh. So we should just try to abstain from cussing on this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the
It
direction
makes
you
the
wanted to
editing a
channel.
whole lot simpler.
So I guess Sam doesn't want cussing on this video. Well, fuck. What am I supposed to say?
Well, this see thing, like, you know, like, I don't know the percentage on
Why
YouTube,
the no cussing thing?
but I know the percentage on Snapchat, where Snapchat, the 12 to 18-year-olds make up 15% of Snapchat.
Have you not looked at your demographics on YouTube?
No, I haven't. But it doesn't. It's
good to know.
If anybody stumbles upon it, I'd like to keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. You don't want to narrow your audience.
No,
Yeah.
It's like, when I did the recording studio, I was like, no, nobody can smoke weed in here.
Makes sense. Yeah, because then you narrow
The people who don't smoke weed, they're gonna be like, it smells like weed, like it just. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Marijuana. Mary.
Wait, are you? I don't even, because I don't smoke. Do you? You don't really smoke, do you? Yeah. But I'm like against it or anything.
I've kind of been teeter-tottering on that whole issue.
I'm against the marijuana's the miracle drug. Let's everybody smoke it so you can be healthy. I don't. That's a crock of shit.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I have an issue with is like the arguments that are made to defend marijuana.
They go too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing. No matter what, there's nothing like this. Even if this was the healthiest herb in the planet, whatever it was, the act of smoking it and putting that smoke into your lungs is never good.
See, I've always been about if it was legal here in Missouri or here in Kansas, then I would eat it, sure.
Maybe vaporize it or something.
Maybe, but if there's brownies down the street and
As we're smoking Black and Milds, we're saying we wouldn't smoke it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't smoke just because I don't like the effects marijuana has on me personally. It's just not my. I think maybe it's a chemical imbalance I have that it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it makes us silly.
Not even. I just get very clammed up and
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh my God! What am I doing? And that's the opposite. Most people are like that. Apparently, the people
they just relax.
They feel like that, and then when they smoke weed, they feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good in general.
I analyze. Yeah, I do too. But whenever I smoke, I analyze everything in my life, and I'm like, whoa! I need to do this, and this, and what am I doing?
We're the same on that then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had to switch cameras real quick. Sam's camera didn't crap out, but the card was full.
The Lumix versus the 60D.
So this is the picture that you'll get on a Panasonic GH5S. The first one was a Canon 60D.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, you'll see the difference if you see any at all. But yeah, so that's how we feel about marijuana. We're very agreeable on that.
Yeah.
The only thing we disagree on is religion and things that come along with that. Pretty much. Everything else we're very...
What should we even dive into? We've got gay marriage, we've got abortion, we've got that's one thing.
The abortion thing, I don't have a firm stance on that really. I don't know.
But I think that we see eye to eye on discussion of that. Do you believe that men have a say in that, or do you
Good abortion?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So you believe that there is
I think both parties should have a say in the abortion if there's an abortion.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking
whether you want it or don't
when it comes to race or anything, that you have to be that specific, you have to be a female
No, that's
African American to have views or to have an opinion on that.
You can't white-splain. We can't white-splain our way out of this.
White-splaining, right? Yeah.
God. We're still not centered, but it's pretty. It's good. It's 4K. You can cry it. But yeah, I feel when it comes to abortion, there should be, no matter what, even if it's the woman that has to carry the baby for 9 months, if they decide to keep it, the man is going to be there for 18 years providing or paying child support. So he should. I think he should definitely have an equal say in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get to something we don't agree on.
God. We talked earlier about our country and God, and Sam is a very firm believer that our country is.
Well, the Constitution was based.
The Constitution was based on God, and that without a God we wouldn't have been founded, or without the Bible or Christian religion. Which one? The Bible?
No, I mean the Bible and Christianity are kind of just two in the same boat.
Sure. But there's, like the Mormons are technically Christian. Yeah. Technically, I guess. There's sects that are.
We disagree on the doctrine, so.
Yeah. So my thing is with that is, the founding fathers, from what I understand, were believers in God, but they were not into religion, churches, anything like that at all.
I guess we could discuss freedom and what does freedom mean to you versus what does freedom mean to me. I think that
freedom is just freedom. North Korea is the one end, and we're the other end, pretty much. that's.
But like for me, I think it was best explained when I heard it when they described a fish in a desert. Mm-hmm. Freedom is just being able to do anything you want. Do you believe that freedom is you are able to do anything you want?
And freedom is in the freedom of our country?
As in
being a free person?
Yeah. Freedom. Freedom to me is not you get to do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can, but there are consequences for sure for you choosing to exercise your freedom in certain ways. If you want to go kill somebody, there's consequences for that. If you want to rob a gas station, there's consequences for that. Freedom in general, I think there should be limits on freedom, of course. Same with freedom of speech. You can't yell fire in an airplane or something like that, and that because that's part of that's actually a clause in the Constitution, I believe, or not a clause. It's whatever they call it, not an amendment.
Addendum?
Something maybe, I don't know what it is, but yeah. So free speech has its limits as well.
Yeah,
it's not everything is free speech, but free speech is definitely something that if you're offended by it, then it's probably free speech, in my opinion. If somebody offends you by saying something, just because it's offensive doesn't mean it's illegal. It's called free speech.
Yeah.
So I could tell Sam, your watch is stupid, and it could be offensive to him, but that's free speech. He could tell me my beard looks like holy crap, and I'd be like, well, fuck you, man. That's my pride and joy, but that's... Well, fudge you, man. That's my pride and joy. But that's his free speech to say that.
We've got a good thing. Truth. I guess we disagree on truth. What is true? What is real? I think that's what we were trying to get to is what is real.
I don't really know what's real, honestly. I don't think anybody knows what's real. To know something is technically to know is to be able to provide evidence for something. It's basically, if you know it, you got to show it. But
Scuba's over here. He's a flat earther, so.
I love joking. I need to be like a flat Earth troll. I want to do that, take it up, and just be all into it because there are those in the community of the flat Earth. They're in so deep. They're trolls in so deep.
I'm gonna be honest. I just said flat earther just so we could tag it.
There we go. Boom. Flat Earth. Yeah. Covered.
Boom. See, whenever I think of freedom, I think of I think the Bible brings a pretty good idea of what freedom is.
And what is that? And how does it do it? Boom.
I don't know.
You gotta know these things. You gotta know, but you gotta have an opinion on it, an educated opinion.
I know.
If you say that the Bible means that brings freedom, then how?
Yeah. I don't know. We were so much better at this whenever there wasn't a camera.
Well, no, we were talking about different things earlier. We were talking about so we talked about abortion. We talked about
Constitution. What makes us different from any other country?
Yeah, and then we talked about people that are gay, and the act of like fornication, and then so. For instance, you think that there's no purpose. That was the thing you brought up as purpose.
Yeah.
When two gay guys are having sex, there's no purpose.
Yeah.
Versus when a guy and a girl have sex, there's no purpose.
Yeah, we were talking pleasure versus purpose.
Yeah, and I think there's both to be had either way.
I think there is too, but I know I said that earlier that there wasn't, but I just think that pleasure without purpose, it just doesn't make sense to me.
What's the purpose?
I guess there's purpose without pleasure. Oh, let's go into that. Like purpose with pleasure versus.
Well, the act of sex to you, is that purpose or pleasure?
I think it's pleasure outside of marriage. I think inside marriage, purpose with some pleasure on the side.
Okay, so if you and your wife have sex, and every time your goal is to get her pregnant, and you have 20 kids, is that something you want?
Probably not.
Okay, so do you just have sex with your wife as many times as kids as you want?
Well, I don't have a wife, but
I'm saying, but if you got married.
But if I got married, yeah.
So you'd have sex twice ever, or how many kids do you want? What's an ideal number of kids for you?
I don't know. I feel like I would
2,
have
3,
like 10.
4, 10 kids. So the extent of your marriage, you would have sex 10 times with your wife.
Oh no.
So then you'd be copulating without the intent of reproducing. Right?
Yeah.
Same as gay guys do.
Yeah. I
don't want to see the
I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, like, it's just like there won't ever be like the purpose of reproduction. Like saying no to all of that. Like, I don't understand that.
Saying no to reproduction?
Saying no to reproduction.
It's a genetic mutation is what it is.
But I think that everybody's born with like that desire to have children, to have the lineage, to have kids.
That's why they adopt.
That's the thing is that that's not I think that sure you can adopt, but like I don't think you talk to a 6-year-old and their idea of like growing up and getting married and having kids, it's hard for me to believe that all their life they're like, I want to adopt. Like, so what you're saying is that when you're gay, then like what follows, because I see like a line, right? So like, I mean, Shapiro says it all day long. Like, you get married, you have kids, you have the great job.
The American dream, yeah.
Sure. So like, for like gay, then like they get married and then they adopt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
but what's wrong with that though?
I think the reason you get married is to have kids,
or tax purposes.
Or tax purposes. And I agree with that. If you're gay and you get married and like you're living with somebody, like I think if you live with anybody for the rest of your life, then you deserve some tax write-offs with that.
I don't even agree with the whole institution of marriage, honestly. It's funny because I film weddings like all the time, but I think the institution of marriage is kind of baloney.
Well, marriage is kind of dead now. I mean, divorce rate is more than 50%, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's Yeah. Divorce is there's more than 50%. So like, if looking at statistics, like you got a 50% chance of getting divorced.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Has it always been like that?
Well, I think that's just human nature, honestly. I think people are becoming more prone to following their human nature versus following a tradition of get a wife and stay with them for. I'm pretty basic. I think there's two purposes in life. One is to survive, and one is to reproduce. And the act of reproduction is sex, copulation, fornication, whatever you want to call it. And so, imagine as far as like genetically we are programmed as men, is to sow your seeds and spread your seed.
Yeah.
It's a deep like primal drive to spread your genetics as far and as wide as possible. Whereas, so it's like a display of your alpha-ness or something, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, to
Hierarchy.
spread your lineage everywhere. But a lot of people like me, I don't have sex a lot, but I don't ever do it with the intent of reproducing, for sure.
Yeah. And so you said like two things, and so like what came to mind for me is like the two things like is to make a covenant with God and then make a covenant with my wife.
Those are the two purposes for your life?
Sure, yeah.
If you had to narrow it down to...
Yeah, if I were to narrow it down to two, it's to make a covenant with God and to make a covenant with my wife.
I just feel like you're strapping yourself in a box there.
Sure, yeah, you are. Like but I'm comfortable with that because that's like what freedom for me is that like...
That doesn't sound like freedom.
It may not sound like freedom to you, but to say that, like to not have to commit adultery, like
to sin against God.
Yeah, committing adult, like do you believe in that? Like if you were to get married,
it's fully natural to do that.
If you were to get married, would you commit adultery?
I mean, I can't say I would or wouldn't, but I mean, most likely, yeah, probably. That's why.
Do you think that you could find a wife that would be like, okay, he may or may not?
No, I don't. I honestly don't expect to ever get married. Honestly, I mean, it might happen, but I don't expect it.
I don't ever expect you to get married either. If like you may or may not commit adultery, I don't think there's any woman on this earth that would want to be with somebody that is like, I may or may not be commit adultery.
Yeah.
Like, I think that one thing that like women are like,
they want that. Yeah.
Yeah, they want that commitment.
Yeah. But I think I would also expect the same thing. I wouldn't expect her, like.
You wouldn't either. That's right. Like you wouldn't want her to commit adultery, right?
No, I wouldn't. But I know. But the thing is, once and what's true, or just not true, but reality is just two different things. We all want the fairy tale marriage and grow old together. Everybody's they say, oh, the grandparents, 90% of your grandparents probably cheated on each other. I mean,
yeah, but can it be done?
Can it be done?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be done. Yeah. Is it easy or a good way to live, or like a fun way to live, or a pleasurable way to live? No. Having sex with the same person for the next 50 years of your life, or just not having sex because you're tired of having sex with that person, and because you're bound by God's law to not have sex with somebody else.
Now you said, is it easy or good or is it fun to have sex outside of marriage? For me, it's like the question is like, is it right?
No, right and wrong is, now you get into morals. I don't think there's any like one universal moral as far as that goes.
And that's where we disagree. Is that like
what's the damn words? It's the two types of morality. There's what am I thinking of? Because one encompasses everything. One is very narrow. What is it called? Why am I
religious versus
like
secular?
Objective versus subjective. Sorry. So objective being everything. An objective morality would mean that. In Sam's eyes, God's moral compass, the Bible, is what would be objectively moral for everybody in the world. Whereas I'm assuming that's what you think, right?
Yeah, sure, but I don't think that you can have it that way. I don't believe that. But
in an ideal world for you, God's law, your Jesus, his law would be.
I mean, that's like, I'm seeking heaven.
That's
like,
the way to live.
I want to be in heaven. Like, heaven would be that, yes.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so Sam's way of life would be, in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Everybody would be a believer of God, and everybody would be following God's law.
Sure.
And it would be a peaceful planet.
Sure. Yeah. And I think Ruben actually asked Peterson this, is that like, if there's 100 people who are atheist and 100 people who are Christian, got sent off to 2 different planets, he actually looked at them and goes, don't you think that like the people who are atheists would become like it would be more prosperous?
The atheists?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's pros and cons to religion. There's nothing in the Christian religion, the majority, you're not going to find bad people. And there's nothing. I mean, yeah, in the Bible there's shitty shit, but most Christians just don't read that. They kind of cherry pick and find the good stuff, which is troubling. But it's also good in the fact that they're reading just the good stuff and they're not trying to go buy slaves and.
But that's Reformation, right? Reformation is where you end up reading it differently. You perceive it differently.
Well, I mean, just in plain English.
Like Mormons, like they used to believe that polygamy was good. Mm-hmm. Now they've had the Reformation.
No, they still do. Most of them do. Not all, most of them, but
no, a small percentage do.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was still pretty rampant.
Yeah. No. They in fact, you will be casted out of your church. Like if you.
I bet there's like different sects and stuff like not sects, but SECTS sects.
And I haven't like looked into that, but like from what I've heard from the people that I listen to is that that's.
Were they Mormons?
No, it was. I think it was Shapiro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about that, but I know that's one of their big things with the polygamy thing.
Yeah.
Which I could probably live like that if I had like 20 wives or something. Maybe do that.
I don't think I could. I don't think that like we're like. I think that's where we like we could fall into that right there. Is that like are we created in God's image?
I think we were.
So you're atheist, so you don't believe that there's like a creator.
No. You do. I don't. But that doesn't mean that.
Is that scary to believe for you that there is a creator?
Scary to believe that there is. I wish there was one. I mean, that's something I wish there was.
Do you believe that there could be a creator?
Of course, yeah. It could definitely.
Wouldn't that mean that you're agnostic then?
No. Atheist I just lack the belief in a God. Doesn't when somebody tells me there's a God, I say, okay, prove it. If you can't prove it, then why should I believe it? Same as if somebody tells me they own a dragon, or
so it's just by chance that we meet here in this room. Mm-hmm. It's just there's.
I mean, there's things we've met before, so it led up.
Do you believe that there's purpose for everybody then?
Yeah, survival and reproduction.
Survival and reproduction.
Yeah, the human race. That's what it is. It's what drives us. In my eyes, that's what drives the human race.
So we'll go back to the gay marriage and say like. That's like so when you speak mutation. Genetically, it's a genetic mutation that you are gay, and then you're also you also don't seek to reproduce. Mm-hmm. So there's something. A mutation is something bad. No,
mutations are how we adapt and evolve. Actually,
I'm gonna start sounding like one of those reporters. Like what? So what you're saying is that
you're telling me
gays are a mutation,
gays
and they are bad, and that we should remove them.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? They're gay? They're mutants.
So what you're saying is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
a mutation
are gay.
So a mutation, to clarify, mutation is just literally something different, which is not. Your hair is a mutation. Your genetic trait for your red hair is a mutation from the norm. In the beard, yeah.
Oh boy.
So but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing at all. That just makes you different. Same as my mutate. I have not a mutate. I guess like how hairy I am. That's not.
Do you believe we're all incest?
Incest?
Yeah, like they're to like.
No.
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 I mean, when you talk about like England and you date back, it was all incest. We came from.
I mean, people do it. People practice incest. That's the whole. That's like.
But I mean, like if you go back like thousands, like it's like that's all they like it was.
You talking about the dawn of mankind?
Yeah, sure.
But the
like in the medieval ages, like it was.
There was no snap mankind though. That's the thing. We're still evolving. In 500 years, if we could live to 500 years, yeah, it's that mine went up. If we could live 500 years from now, we'd see subtle differences in humankind. Just.
Where do you see America in 100 years?
Here? I don't know.
Where do you see YouTube in 20 years?
YouTube?
Yeah.
Thriving, probably. I would assume. Yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think YouTube's going to go away. It's too big of a thing.
Well, so YouTube is owned by Google.
Yeah. Google bought them 2000. Wait.
What would happen? What would happen if Trump bought YouTube?
I don't think he has the money to do that. That's a lot of money. Do you
think that social media determines votes?
Probably. I think a lot of people on social media aren't really voting. They're just kind of expressing their concerns over social media.
Yeah.
I don't vote, personally.
I don't either.
The presidential election is something if you vote, you vote. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't really matter. The electoral college is what I think what matters is who you vote into, like your local congresses, the people that actually go and take part of the electoral college. So you could swing a state a certain way if everybody in that state voted a certain way. And that could slightly affect.
If you knew that this person, I mean, Hillary Clinton was something, but like if you knew that this person was like a social justice warrior, could potentially become president, would you move to another state to swing that state?
Would I move to another state? No. I mean, I don't even... who the president is doesn't even matter that much to me, honestly, as far as I'm concerned. I mean... That's
the thing is that whenever I talk to my dad about, like, you know, like, the president, like, I think we had, like, we get into more arguments and discussions, but, I'm here able to eat my pizza and watch TV. Like, I'd say the president's doing a pretty dang good job. Mm-hmm. Pretty bang up job. You know what I mean? Like you ever just like put your feet up on the table and think,
yeah,
we've got it pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to try to encompass all that into. You got to put everything into perspective as far as like what, like if Hillary Clinton was president now, would it be that bad? It wouldn't be that bad. Like I could still sit here and film my YouTube videos and make a career of what I want to do. There's small things. There's just small things like taxes and stuff like that. I mean, Trump is doing an awesome job with taxes for sure. I think I saved a little bit of money this year from taxes. This is my first year doing taxes. But as far as what I have understood, he's doing a bang up job with that for sure. The taxes, and that's just a small thing. If you pay $200 more a year in taxes and have Hillary as president, is that such a huge deal? I mean, I don't know. I like Trump for the fact that he's not a politician, that he speaks his mind. He's a fucking entertainer for sure. He's a freaking entertainer for sure, and he literally just says he gives you the truth. Yeah. He tells you flat out, this is what we're doing.
I think Shapiro puts a really good perspective on it, saying like he's already got mud on him.
Yeah, exactly. You can't
like Stormy Daniels, like that's done nothing. Mm-hmm. I think it's
the guy's already got so much dirt on his name. Like he doesn't give a shit.
No,
he doesn't give one shit.
He doesn't give a poop.
At the end of the day, he can go live at Mar-a-Lago for the rest of his life and live his days out in peace and happiness and whatever he wants to do. He could. When's the 4 years up? 22. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in 2022 he could just withdraw himself from and just go live his life and do his thing.
Yeah. And then you think he'll do that?
No, I think he'll run again.
Yeah.
For pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll do it. He'll win again. If he does.
Where do you think the election's going to go after that then?
I don't know.
I think he'll get reelected.
Yeah, if he runs again, he'll get reelected. Yeah. I believe. But after that, I don't know. If Hillary wasn't such she shot herself in the foot, like just with the emails and everything. Mm-hmm. It'd have been cool to have a woman president. That'd been cool. We'd have been the first. Well, Australia has a woman prime minister, right?
Yeah, you see.
And she's an atheist as well.
Correct?
Yeah. I believe she's atheist or agnostic at the least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember her name, but I believe she is agnostic.
Guns.
Yeah. What's the thing going on? They take the guns or something?
Yeah, I think so.
That's my thing. I don't. When people try to foreign policy, I don't give a shit. The heck, I don't give a heck because I'm gonna sit here and put my feet up and eat my pizza.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah.
Either way, same as terrorists and all that. Like, what shit third world country is full of Muslims is gonna come invade us and win? I don't see that as a huge threat, honestly.
Who do you think is going to defend us? You know, like if there was an invasion.
Us. And we have so many allies.
You think that we would team up with the left and take them on?
What do you mean? Like the left, as far as like a militia?
Yeah.
they don't have guns. They're not like a gun-toting people.
You're right.
I don't even have a gun. I mean, I could get one, but I don't even like. I believe in people that should have guns. I don't have one. I just never really felt the need to get one. I've shot guns before, stuff like that, but I've never owned one. It's just never been on my priority list to go grab a gun.
But let's go back to YouTube becoming more conservative.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that. I'm seeing these channels grow.
Yeah, and I don't think YouTube's going to become more conservative. I think no matter what, YouTube is run by people that disagree with that message, and they own that company.
Yeah.
They can do as they please with the company.
Do you see like Louder with Crowder like getting banned?
It's possible, but he has his own external website, that the Mug Club, that he's already got a huge audience on. So,
do you think the left wants them to get banned?
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, they think it's hate speech and everything that he does. But he's good at making them feel bad and look bad for sure.
There's a lot of truth to it, though.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something people don't like. They definitely don't like that.
We'll link our favorites down below. You like Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan's awesome.
I never knew about Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan he gets a little bit off the deep end when it comes to marijuana, though. He's like with the crazy.
He's radical when it comes to that.
He got on Crowder, the Crowder one, when Crowder was on there, and Crowder's like, I could literally care less. I read the comments
for
on
like
that.
45 minutes of just like.
I was surprised that people stood up for Crowder, and all the top comments are like, Joe, you went too far on this one. Crowder was. So yeah, I mean you got to support that. That's good. In the end, I think common human decency will win, no matter what side you're on. If somebody's being a dick, like Joe Rogan was a total dick in that episode, for sure. In general, I love Joe Rogan. He's a great guy. But he was definitely being a dick. I was a Joe Rogan fan because this feminist bitch was like, this feminist woman was like mouthing off to him. I don't know if you've seen this video. It was like after one of his shows and everybody's like smoking in like a back patio, and this feminist woman was like mouthing off to him, and he just like went off on her and just annihilated her in front of all of her friends. Like all of her friends were like, oh, watch out, she'll eat you for dinner, Joe. And so Joe just eviscerates this woman in front of all of her friends, cusses her out, tells her just explains to her he doesn't cuss her out, but he makes her look really, really bad. Yeah. In front of all of her friends, and she just like is dumbfounded. And that was when I was like, this guy's cool, man. And I started watching his podcast, and I became a big fan for sure. But he's like very central. He's not like leaning left or right. He's very objective. That's where I try to be.
He's super.
Until it comes to marijuana.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Sure.
He's the devil's advocate.
Yeah, so he'll hear both sides out for sure, and he'll fact check everything. Yeah. But I think he is learning that the right-leaning stuff is usually generally more true than the left-leaning stuff that gets put out there for sure.
I'm about done with my black and mild. I feel like.
Have you become an atheist yet?
No.
We should do a God debate sometime. Maybe.
I'd have to pull out the Bible.
Yeah.
That's the thing is that like those it's like you have to believe like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe one day you'll wake up and you'll be like.
It's possible. I don't rule out the possibility there is a God. There could be a God out there. I don't rule that out. But there's no evidence for one.
You could have an angel just like above your bed, and just being like,
there could be an angel right here.
Scuba. Yeah. Listen.
Well, I remember I was told, because my mom died when I was young, I was always told that she was looking over me, and so I always believed that there was like a figure or a guardian angel looking over me. And then you grow up and you realize, oh, that's probably a crock of shit. Crock of doo-doo. And I don't know. I think, no offense to Sam here, I think to me Christianity is a coping mechanism as far as like for
the weak.
The reality of the situation in my eyes is that we're little bitty ants on a little bitty rock in a little bitty galaxy that's in this huge universe that matters literally nothing. I tell people all the time that our planet, our whole galaxy could implode upon itself. The sun,
and it could be over.
The whole Milky Way galaxy could implode upon itself right now, and everything we know and everything that exists in our knowledge could be gone forever, and the universe would just keep on ticking like nothing happened.
That's scary. That's like. that I'm like.
Yeah, it's a
I think that's what
thought.
anxiety is based on. Like why people have anxiety, why people have depression is like that's what they fall into. Is that like thinking over and over and over in their minds like this is all just.
Yeah. Oh, it's
vanity.
It's a depressing thought for sure. Yeah, because then you try to cope with what's the purpose of what you're doing. Because in the end, I'm not saying this. I'm saying in the end, like in this viewpoint, in the end, you're done. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
And the world just keeps on ticking, and you're gone, and there's nothing. Why do I try to make money? Why do I try to buy things and stuff for myself when in the end it's going to be gone and there's nothing else? So when the God thing comes in, it's to me that's why it's a coping mechanism for people, because it offers an alternative, which is this is just the beginning. There's a whole afterlife. You got to be good, and then the afterlife comes, and you have this big second life with God in heaven, and that's your out. To get out of the reality, as far as I know, of you get one shot at this and you're done.
Why do you think that the Bible was written then?
Why?
Yeah.
For that?
To control people?
Not to control people. I think it was just literally. I mean, there's always been the Bible's not the first.
It was over a period of years, though.
Yeah, but it's not the first holy book to be written by any means. And the idea of there's somebody looking over you in the sky has been a thing way before Christianity was a thing. And I mean, you can. It's just a recycled. Look at the birthday of Jesus, December 25th. It's the birthday of like 90% of the gods out there. That's all December 25th of their birthday. It's all. What was it? Not Osiris. There's a few Egyptian gods that were like their dads were carpenters, and they healed blind people, and it's just all like recycled.
But like
stuff.
nobody could talk to you about that.
What do you mean?
Like the stories of like the Egyptian Bible, if you will. Nobody like there's no discussion of it. It's dead, essentially.
Oh, their religion?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Christianity will die in time as well. There will be new religions that morph in, and Christianity dies, Islam.
So like in the next like 50,000 years, if we're still on this earth, then you believe that like Christianity will, like the Bible will go away.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that like I think differs from any other book is that the Bible is been there through all of this.
It's a relatively young book. I mean, a young religion. I think Islam's been around a little bit longer than Christianity, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I think it has. I know for sure Buddhism has. I know the Indian, the Bhagavad Gita book.
But the difference between those religions and the Bible and Christianity is that they say that Jesus is the Son of God.
Those Buddhists don't. Indians don't. Hindus don't.
I know, but they don't have a in flesh Son of God.
What do you mean?
Buddhism does not.
Oh well, no. Buddha. The what's the Buddha? What's his name? The Ali, not the Alibaba. The Alibaba.
Yeah.
The Dalai Lama is an actual person. So in Buddhism, the Dalai Lama, when he dies, there's a group of 10 people, I believe, that are like the council of the whatever, and they're tasked with finding the new Dalai Lama, and they apparently get signs from things, and they figure out which child in what village is the Dalai Lama.
If you know anything about Buddhism, like comment below.
This is how the Dalai Lama is selected. So
I want to know about like whenever I like the thing is I've got the
ESV
English Standard Version study Bible. And it discusses a lot of the other religions. I wish I knew more about the other religions, but to get into this discussion of like...
Yeah, but my thing is there's not much different in Christianity than there's in any other religion, really. Besides maybe like Jainism or something like that.
Do you believe that everybody worships a god?
No, I don't.
Oh, let me back that up and tell you like worshiping as in like loving, as in like... thinking about and God meaning something, whether it be like let me give you like what do they call it, Valley Girls? They worship materialism.
Like they idolize something.
Idolizing. Yeah, like is there something that you idolize?
porn. I don't know. I think idolize is just an addiction to something.
Yeah.
I think the same as the Christianity. It's an addiction to something. You know, it's a mental thing. So like with the Valley Girls or whatever, it's like the material, like Fendi purses and stuff like that. Yeah.
Gucci.
It's not them worshiping it. That's just an addiction to thinking that they have to look good, and you know, that whole thing.
Do you think that's bad, or do you think that's good?
I don't think it's bad. I mean,
they're idolizing something.
In a Christian worldview, it's bad. You shall not worship false idols.
Of like, I guess what I hear is a lot is of this world.
Yeah.
Do you worship something of this world, or
do I worship something? I don't really worship anything.
Idolize.
I don't know. I guess you'd have to like. I don't know, honestly. Money?
There's got to be something that like you think about, like what is your purpose then? Okay.
Survival and reproduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you think about on a daily basis.
I think it's what everybody thinks about on a daily basis. You know,
because I mean, like we were talking about how like you get to prop your feet up and eat your pizza.
Mm-hmm. But
I think survival is something that you think about daily.
Yeah, but that boils down to sex and reproduction.
But you don't think about survival and reproduction every single day.
Subconsciously, you do. Definitely, even you.
Sure, yeah. But I'm just like consciously.
Name one task you do every day, or just say what's one task you're gonna do. Some meaningless task you're gonna do tonight. What are you gonna do?
Brush my teeth.
Okay, for what? Let's boil it down. What are you brushing teeth for?
I am brushing my teeth. I guess it's just because I've always brushed my teeth.
For dental health, correct?
Sure.
For what? Why do you need dental health?
To look pretty.
And why would you want to look pretty?
So the wife that I covet is gonna enjoy it.
There you go. It boils down to reproduction, and then even you could boil it down to survival. Like if I have healthy teeth, I can chew food better.
Yeah.
So no matter what you do throughout the day, and this is not me stating.
Honestly,
fact.
It's probably just because like I want to get the black and mild taste out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Waking up with black and mild taste.
But just things as simple as brushing your teeth are boiled, ingrained into us on a very primal level of survival and reproduction.
Yeah.
And that's just Sigmund Freud. That was his whole thing with sex. Was like his, and he was a little kooky for sure. He did a lot of cocaine, but he was, I think, very right about how everything we do, both like the Fendi purses that the girls buy and all that it boils down to becoming attractive, to attract a mate that they deem fit, and that's generally.
You don't think it's that they worship themselves?
No.
They idolize themselves?
No, I think you should idolize yourself. So I guess, yeah, that would be the one thing I idolize myself, I guess, yeah.
Is there anything that you idolize above yourself?
No, it's like an all-seeing, overpowering thing that...
Oh, I mean, like, or, you know, just photography or videography and...
But that wouldn't be, I don't think that would be above me.
Yeah.
It'd be a part of what I do or something.
Like, our friendship?
But that's not really above me. It's just something. I don't know how you would...
Like the relation between you and I. Mm-hmm. That's what I think I see as you as different in that two things I find different in you than anybody else is, one, you do have like this underlining, like you stick to this freedom that you have, mm-hmm. and you really put it out there and you say like, this is like freedom to cuss, freedom to fart on camera, mm-hmm. and like you have a truth about you, mm-hmm. like you have an underlining belief and you stick to it. And then not only that, but you also value relationships more than anyone else I've ever seen before.
Relationships how?
As in like you and I. Like if I was down in Arkansas and I was stuck in the woods and I gave you a call, like, or if I gave anyone a call, like, other than my family, outside of my family, like it would be you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I value what are your values? I guess that what I'm saying is that I think that you are different because you value our relationship greater than you yourself. That make sense?
Yeah. It's a tough one. I don't know. That's like if we were put into
if you were put into like you would put yourself into danger for me, like
Yeah, of course.
to keep us friends whole.
I would.
I don't want to say partners because like
It's a little weird.
yeah, it's a little,
Then we couldn't copulate and make a baby.
sure, yeah.
No, I mean I'm not like a protector by any means, but I always stick up for the little guy if I can. Like if you were in a fight or something and somebody's kicking the shit out of you, I wouldn't beat him up for you, but I'd
Yeah.
grab him and get him off. Or if you're in a situation where you need help, I would help you.
But in like a larger picture of that is that like you value the relationships that you have with people greater than yourself to some extent.
I don't know. I'm not good at self-analyzing.
Or maybe not like equally, I guess you could say.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm a pretty selfish person. I don't know. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm a pretty giving person too. I guess I give people shit all the time.
You're a very giving person.
Yeah.
You give people shit.
I give people a lot of shit, a lot of heck.
A lot of heck.
No, I do. I give a lot of stuff away to people, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, honestly. I think that,
You strive to be a good person, though. Is I guess what I'm saying is that like.
yeah, but most people do.
But I think that I that's where I disagree with you, is that I don't think most people do that. I think that they place way too much value on things less than relationships. I think that people put value into, and I think it's because primarily they find their virtues in movies, and they find their relationships through television.
So you're saying that they place their values in like nice things and versus.
Things of this world.
I do too, though.
Sure, you do, and I do as well. But I think
When I'm wearing these ridiculous rings for what, you know?
Yeah.
Like these. I just buy them.
Well, mine says Hebrew. It's got like Hebrew written on it.
These are just like
I don't even know what it says.
They're like tungsten carbide rings, and they're pointless. But I wear them.
Yeah.
This energy drink. I could drink a cup of regular old coffee, but we went and bought $5 energy drinks.
Yeah.
I buy a bunch of TVs and I drive a BMW. Like, I could drive a fucking Toyota Prius, or I could drive a Honda or something.
But the value that you place on those things are not near as high as you put on your relationships with others.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really as good at self-analyzing.
Yeah.
I could. I don't know. It takes an outside
I just know
perspective.
I wouldn't be. I like the thing. Like I don't. What I seek. I seek truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I seek real. You know, you say that we don't really know what anything is and real, but like I think that you can agree that the realest thing that is in this world is like you find realness in this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you find it as truth. Like you could put money down on that. I mean, it all comes into the realm of trust, truth, like and all these words that I can think. You know,
It's not like you're trying to spew a bunch of gobbledygook.
I am.
Sound all fancy.
Yeah, I am. But
so what you're trying to say is like,
well, the thing is, you find this real, and so you trust it, and you also I don't know. I guess we're getting down to like the core of our relationship.
mm-hmm.
Like I feel like between you and I, we have. I guess at a church I went to, they always bring up their core beliefs. I feel like between you and I, we have very grounded, similar core beliefs.
Like to the basis of like reality, or
Like
to the
what
basis of,
loyalty looks like, what trust looks like, what commitment looks like, what
I don't know about the commitment thing.
what idolizing looks like.
Yeah, we agree on that. I mean, there's just things that are just true, not true. I try not to use definites, but
Yeah.
things that are like appear to
But
be.
like
evidence.
what appear for you, what appears to be true, what appears
Yeah.
to be real for me, what I
how we feel about them, though, is two different things, I think.
Sure. Yeah, and I think that goes back to the beginning of the video whenever I was like, we agree on what, to some extent. You're just kind of like, I don't know if it's real or not, but why?
Yeah, the why we'll never probably agree on.
I hope someday we'll sit down and...
Unless you come to your senses and drop the whole Bible spiel.
And if you come to your senses and...
accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior.
Accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, yeah. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine that? Like
I was a believer once when I was a young child. When I up into my teens, I thought God was.
But like, could you see yourself like tomorrow waking up, reading the Bible, and like relating to it to yourself and?
Well, the Bible relates to same as horoscopes. It's relatable stuff, but that doesn't.
You're comparing the Bible to horoscopes. That hits me a little hard.
Really?
Yeah.
So the Bible's relatable to you, correct? Like,
sure,
you find things in the Bible.
Yeah.
Same with horoscopes. People read a horoscope and like, oh man, that's me. That's because horoscopes are just generalized.
But I believe that the Bible is holy. I don't believe that horoscopes are holy.
Right. And I don't believe the Bible's holy. I believe the Bible is it's in essence a glorified horoscope, really.
Yeah.
Because it gives you. It relates to you on a very innate level that deep down to your core makes you want to believe the things in it because, and this is me pontificating, because I believe that at the end getting the big fat zero and that being the end of your life is a hard thing to cope with.
Yeah.
And trust me, I try not to dwell too deep upon that because if you go down that, it will lead to a fucking. I've had thoughts like, God damn, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, because it can go from the realization that.
What pulls you back from that though?
I don't know, just porn. No. Literally, because when you hold that train of thought that you on this little rock floating in a pebble of a galaxy in this universe mean nothing, like literally nothing, then you think like, well, fuck, why don't I just kill myself and let it be over with? But then your human nature takes over where you want to survive. It's the same way as like people try to bite their hand,
yeah,
and you can't draw blood. Some people can. Those are complete psychopaths. They can draw blood and stuff like that. But in general, you don't want to hurt yourself. So that's what draws you back is that.
But that driving force, who puts that there?
You make it a who, but I don't think it should be a who.
Or what?
The what is just our human nature.
Yeah, you think it's the chemicals in our mind?
Yeah. So, if in fact there was a God, and that God instilled these values in us, and I am just spitting in his face my whole life by following what I believe to evidently be true, what I can see as evidence, why would that God, if there was a God, why would that God punish me for him not making himself clear or making himself known, or that I should worship him or her or whatever it is?
Yeah, that's kind of like that's what I feel like the job of Christians is to like show that, like it's like Christians should be a totem of what God is, like.
But not on a level beyond that. I'm saying like, is God even real? And I don't think any human could prove that.
I think they can.
If there was a God,
the thing is, I think I can.
You can prove God's real. Should we do it on this video, or you want to make a video you prove?
I actually thought about that. I actually thought like, what would like, and no joke. I thought about this, and I was like, if I prayed directly into a camera, and I wasn't praying to the camera, but I was praying to God, and I did that my whole life, and then when I had a child, I said, I kept it, on a hard drive that nobody sees, and then passed that on to my son and said, when you pray with this camera on. And then, he did it, and then it would just go on, and then, how many years before, 1,000 years, and then like this camera or this hard drive, external hard drive, is discovered, and then they like go back and they kind of just like see all of the prayer that this kid, and then into his adult ages, until old ages, until he passed it on to the next. Like, what would that look like? And there could be somebody actually doing that now. But I think you'll see a trend. I think that you would see a trend in that person wouldn't necessarily get everything he wanted or she wanted, but I think that they would get exactly what the Bible says is the things that they need, things that he sees fit.
I don't see the correlation in that at all.
I don't know. It was just like a.
Yeah, you flew out of the freaking cuckoo's nest on that one.
Yeah.
So what would that look like? It looked like a bunch of videos of a guy praying into a camera. But so Matthew 21:22. Matthew chapter 21 verse 22 says, anything you ask in my name, if you believe, you shall be granted. In essence, if you pray, you get it.
Yeah.
So why not pray?
If you ask, you will receive.
Pray that the sparkling ice gets refilled over there magically, and we can enjoy it. If you can do that, and that bottle gets refilled without our intervention, we'll sip it and we'll pray together, and I'll accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. You go ahead and pray for it.
I mean, also in Matthew, Jesus gets tempted by the devil. Like,
it says, "Do not test the Lord your God."
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but are you the devil?
No.
Why would God say that whatever you ask for in prayer, I shall give to you, if He doesn't want to be tested?
Why would you test? Why would you do that though?
To prove God's real. Wouldn't that be? I ask every Christian that. I say, well, why not just pray that this brick falls out of this building and lands on the street and crumbles into 742 pieces?
Because you're testing God.
But for what end? To prove God's real, correct? Wouldn't that be a mission that God would approve? Wouldn't that be something God would like? God wants people to know He's real, right?
I don't think God wants people to know that He's real. I think God wants people, His children, to know the truth. So I kind of look at that as a different perspective, in that God is Father, and that look at it as an example of, like, you know, if you had a son, like he gets into a bad relationship with a girl, and like, are you going to step in and be like, no, don't do that. Like, no, this girl, no, stay away from this girl. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't do that. Like, as a father, like, or like another example is like.
Well, then, do you, as the father, when they do that, do you send them to hell to suffer eternally? Is that a loving thing to do as a father?
And I pray that the God that I worship is merciful.
And that's not what the Bible says.
What are you talking about? Which
sin.
Specific.
Sin. So according to the Bible, if I went to hell, or according to the Bible, if I died right now, the God of the Bible would send me to hell to not perish, but eternally suffer.
Sure.
For whatever the sin of not accepting Him into my heart. Is that something a father would? You use the analogy of the father and the son. Would you punish your son forever for something he did with a girl?
And that's also another question that like pops up in Bible studies all over the world, right? Like, mm-hmm. is everybody going to heaven? Like, is our God so merciful that everybody is actually going to heaven?
Right. Then it kind of defeats the purpose of heaven, where only the believers get in.
Sure.
If everybody believed, then heaven wouldn't be so great if everybody was there, right?
Sure.
It'd be kind of overpopulated.
I mean, that's the thing is like, would you worship a God that allowed everyone into heaven? Would you personally?
Would I?
Yeah.
Probably.
You would not. You would not. You would. I don't.
I would see that as better than punishing people to hell for finite crimes, finite moral crimes against Him. Finite being infinite crimes.
Like.
And another brain buster for you. If I did go to hell, why would the devil punish me? Boom.
Because he's evil. Like,
but I was on his side, right? The whole time. Why would the devil punish me for going against God? The devil and God and devil are like the arch enemies, right? So if I was on the devil's side,
I think kind of the same thing. Same reason why like Hitler still killed the Jews, like even after they were like. Can you?
That didn't make any sense.
What I'm saying is, like, I'm sure there were Jews that were like, I'll follow you, Hitler. Like, I am like Nazi salute and everything, and like they still shot him. Like same because of hate.
That has nothing to do with hell.
I think it does. I mean, like, can we
Hitler
can we
and
not
the Jews.
compare Hitler to the devil?
We could, yeah. But so who's God in that scenario? The Jews that are getting killed, or what?
Well, no, we're looking at
This is a touchy topic, the Holocaust stuff, but whatever.
Yeah.
You should have used a different analogy.
Yeah, let's step out of that.
My thing is, so on a fundamental level, I ask that's another thing I ask a lot of Christians is, well, so what if I go to hell? Is the devil going to punish me? And why would he punish me for being on his side this whole time, going against God? And I never got a straight answer to that one. They're always like, that's a good one. I don't know.
Why would he punish you?
Yeah, the devil. Why would the devil punish me? If I was doing his work the whole time by disbelieving God and not obeying him and committing sins.
Because the devil
why would the devil
evil.
punish me? Yeah, but what logical thing does that have to do? If I was evil as well, why would the devil punish me?
Well, if you were evil and you were the devil and you could do whatever you wanted in hell, like, you wouldn't punish them? Like, whenever I think of devil, I think of like a corrupter. I think I don't see him as like a human. Like you think of the worst human in history. That's why I brought up Hitler. Just you think of the worst person in history, and like put them in the places of the devil. Like, would they have show any mercy to you? Like,
well, in the Hitler scenario, the devil would be the devil would be Hitler, and the Nazis would be the people that go.
I guess
Hitler kill the Nazis.
I guess my thing is like clearly the devil would have rules of his own in hell. Don't you think?
Oh, sure, he runs it.
Yeah.
But
do you think that you could be able to follow the devil's rules?
What do you mean?
Like, certainly, like we can say that, like, if the devil.
You're saying he plays by no logical means, he just plays by his own desire to hurt?
No, what I'm saying is that the devil has the rules of his own. And if you act outside of those rules, he will punish you, right?
But what are his rules? Wouldn't I have been playing by him the whole time by not believing in God and doing biblical sins, and I've been playing by his rules?
No, I think his rules would be like, you should murder, like you should commit adultery.
So
like,
exactly. So if people who murder go to hell, why would the devil punish them? For following his will instead of God's will. Why would he punish them for that?
Because they won't. I mean, like, if you go to hell, are you going to murder?
What do you mean?
I'm saying, like, if you go to hell, are you going to murder?
See, I can't get a straight answer from it.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if we're playing the game of, like, you know, there's heaven and there's hell, okay, and the game is, you know, when you go to hell, there's like, when you go to heaven, there ain't no rules. Like, you are living in perfection. You are living in whole.
You live in North Korea.
And if you take that and you flip it up, you flip it upside down, and you've got hell. There's going to be rules in hell, right? You think that you can play by the rules of the devil?
What are the rules of the devil?
Give me an idea. Like, what do you think?
Sin, right?
Sure.
This drug. This is a drug. There's caffeine in here. That's a sin. We're doing a sin right now.
Okay.
We're ingesting a drug.
Okay.
If I have a sex with a girl outside of marriage, that's a sin.
Okay.
Could I do that in hell? Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I sit there and drink energy drinks and have sex all day. I mean, that's not a horrible place for me to be.
Okay. You think he's gonna want you to work?
Work what? What do you mean work?
Whoa.
Work at what? The coal factories in hell?
Yeah, sure.
the coal lava factories in hell.
I think that, like, the devils are, he's gonna have the rules of his own, and I don't think you're gonna be able to follow the rules.
Well, the rules are sin, right? That's the devil's rules, to commit sin and to fraud people into not believing God's real and getting people to commit.
So you would have no trouble murdering somebody? Like, take the Ten Commandments and flip it. Like, he pressed you to murder somebody.
The devil?
Yeah.
You think the devil would personally come to me in hell and say, I need you to kill this guy over here, even though he's already dead and in hell? That's the way out of this one.
I don't know. Personally,
we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Another thing is, what is heaven to you? What would heaven be like? Describe heaven. I know what heaven in a biblical sense is, but what's heaven to you?
being complete. I think that's definitely something that you can agree with me on this earth. Like, you will never feel complete. You always feel like there's something missing. Whether we can bring in the Matrix analogy of like,
we're always striving for something.
Yeah, but you never feel complete. You can have all the money in the world, and you see it. You see everybody in Hollywood. They've got all the money in the world, but they're not happy.
I don't think money's gonna make somebody happy. It'll make you less stressed and make things easier.
Sure, but what I'm getting at is that like you won't feel that anymore. You won't feel this empty. Like there won't be that empty piece of you. Yeah, I don't think that you'll feel like you're complete. Like, do you feel complete right now?
Me, honestly,
yeah,
I feel pretty complete.
Then why even do anything?
I just get to hang out and put my feet up and eat pizza and hang out. My point is, biblically, it describes heaven as being with God and constantly being around singing His praises and being in the presence of everybody, and sounds like North Korea to me. We were just talking about North Korea and heaven, and then the camera died, and then we're back, battery changed.
I got a hat on in a country accent for some reason.
Closing thoughts. What do you think? If you had to get anything across to any viewer or to me or to anybody watching?
People can talk. People can talk about anything and not get upset about it. Like, there can be discussion. Whether, even if their core beliefs, the very depth of them disagrees. Like, I think when it comes down to the deepest part of people, it is what their purpose is, what they believe, survival and reproduction, and covenant with God and covenant with wife. It doesn't matter what that the very tip of the other end of the iceberg is. You can still have discussion. Mm-hmm. I think that is like,
usually you can have a rational discussion. Yeah.
The purpose of this video.
Yeah.
And I think we can also agree on that. Yeah. Also, atheists suck.
Also, punch a Christian. Boom! That was good special effects there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. Definitely. I mean, yeah. Sitting and talking is never... I can't say it's like super productive. I mean, it's productive to an extent, I'm sure. Somebody watching this could see it and maybe change their mind on something.
Yeah.
Or maybe want to have... Yeah, maybe... Okay, so it'd be productive. Maybe somebody sits down, sees this, and wants to have a discussion with their... We encourage you to do the same thing as we're doing. Sit down, have a discussion with your friend about something, film it, and it's a unique experience. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's not weird, but it's different to talk in front of a camera.
It's we've also had a lot of these discussions prior.
Like Ben Shapiro, we talk about this all the time.
Oh yeah, like just off the couch, on the couch, we always talk about this.
Standing, sitting, kneeling.
We don't always talk about these things, though. I think that these discussions happen. They flow into them, but
no, you showed up today and you were like, dude,
I was
you were on a mission to
yeah. I think that this is good. I think that that people should see it. I think that people should.
So if you stuck around for this whole, what is it, 45 minutes, an hour long video?
Yeah,
probably at least. If
make
you
your
stuck
own.
Around, make your own. Comment down below what you think of what we talked about. Let us know, because we'll probably both be in the comment section replying back to you, you little you turd heads, you trolls. We'll comment back to you guys, of course, and then if you guys feel like you need to make a video with your friend, you should do that. And
you gotta have a beard.
Yeah, if you don't have a beard, that's one thing I forgot. If you don't have a beard, just click away now.
Yeah.
Who are you, human? Or do you think that like North matter?
North Korea? You're in North Korea.
Yeah. What are you?
If you don't have a beard, you're probably in North Korea.
Yeah, you're in North Korea. They don't even have internet, so that's fine. We won't see this. No, I'm just kidding, guys. If you have a thoughtful discussion you want to have with a friend or something like that, and you want to film it, you put it up. You send it to you inbox one of our hit channel or my inbox me at BeardTube. And just say, hey, we filmed this, and we'll go personally.
If it's if it's an hour and a half long video, I'll watch the whole thing. I'll listen to the whole thing. I swear.
I'll be honest with you, I can't guarantee that.
Same here.
But we'll skim through and leave a few
Yeah.
comments
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people. You think that a lot of people, your folks, will watch through this?
Probably.
Maybe.
You would think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, they watch you every single day on your Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like, it's. Now you're like regretting half the things you said, right?
Nah.
That's another reason I like this guy is he doesn't. There's no regret.
I don't give a heck.
Where's the tattoo?
No regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets.
Yeah.
Spelled with a A instead of an E at the beginning. No regrets.
Congrats.
Not even a single letter.
No.
So live by that motto. Punch a Christian. And
Hate an atheist.
hate an atheist, punch a Christian.
That's just so backward.
But in the end, don't you become one of those SJWs. If you do, you better comment below so we can argue with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for is like people to disagree so I can just get in the comments and like just roast them with some hot.
That's the thing is like, what would the like if it did get 2 million views, like what would the comments look like? Like,
It'd be pretty crazy.
what are they gonna like?
I don't think this is gonna get
Christians
2 million
versus
views.
atheists, like.
Yeah. Make a thumbnail of like a Mortal Kombat, 2 fists going in the fire explosion.
How are you gonna start typing all caps when like we were face to face like talking about it?
Yeah. Right? You internet warriors, you.
Gosh, do you do that?
Do what?
I know you troll, but
Oh, I don't do the whole like
you ever
bad
get
boy
upset
like the.
and, like,
I'll come find you. Oh, trust me, dude. There's always like the one that's like I make more money than you, and the one that I can beat you up. Like those are the two like the macho guys on the internet.
yeah.
Yeah. What do you drive? Yeah. What
You want to be macho?
What's your
Make
net
a
worth?
video that just is that talks about it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Talk about how macho you are, man. Show your fucking guns, dude.
effing.
I don't know if you'd be more macho than me. I got a beard. I got tattoos. I got rings. I'm drinking sparkling water, kiwi strawberry. Does it get more manly? Oh, well,
Sparkling orange mango.
There's an orange mango. That's a degree above.
I got a hat.
Heck, I got one too, dude. Let's break the world in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
All right.
out.
All right, guys.
Stay bearded.
And that's the video. And this is the outro. I get the final word. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.
Don't be an SJW. Stay cool.
Also, remember to like and comment and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. It's been great. Been a fun time.
Hey, since he's not going to post this on his channel, go over to his channel, subscribe. It's BeardTube.
Yeah, definitely subscribe because I am the best YouTuber this side of the Mississippi. And with that, we bid you adieu.
But before that, I'd like to let you know that I'm glad you watched this. If you made it this far, you kind of have to subscribe to my channel. So.
But more importantly, love each other, guys. ELE, everybody love everybody, except for the North Koreans.
Yeah, ELE.
Okay, I'll have last word. And then, guys, thanks for watching. It's been great.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, I'll do last word. Have a great day.
Go ahead, do your last word.
Last word, guys. It's been great. It's been fun. It's been really real.
Have you tried this?
God damn it. Gosh darn it all to heck. No hashtag no hex given here. No, well, not a single heck was given. And that's the end of the heckin' video.
Thanks for sticking through all of this. This is
You turd bucket. Listen here. We're not gonna curse. You see, gosh darn better exit the video. Because we could gosh darn do this all day.
We could. I know I could.
But I know I'll get last word, so just dang it all to heck, hit the like button.
You know I'm editing this. I'm gonna make it to where I got the last word.
Nah, it's impossible because I'm gonna ramble on forever about just who knows the heck what. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Later.
Toodaloo.
It's been fun.
See you next Sunday.
It's been real, guys. It's been real. Thanks for watching, guys. Seriously.
Bye.
It was good connecting with you on this level.
So long.
We really appreciate it.
Stay bearded.
Fuck you. Sorry, fudge you. I win. I win. Look how two mature adults can talk. Like, look how two mature adults can interact.
Blah, blah, blah.
Two mature adults can interact.
Blah, blah, blah.
Gosh dang it all to heck.
Blah, 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 last word.
Bye. I freaking give the heck up. Jesus.